Hey, everybody, welcome to the Sunday night webinar. This is the Shibboleth Lifestyle Overview, and I am absolutely thrilled to be here with you tonight. We're going to do just a little bit of housekeeping, and then we will get started. I give everybody until 8:03 to get logged in, just in case they've never logged into Zoom before. So what I'd like for you to do is click your chat button. You have a chat button, whether you're on your phone or whether you're on your computer, you have a chat button. So just click on your chat button, and then where it says all panelists, click there, and then you should see an option that says all panelists and attendees. So go ahead and click there. Once you've done that, please tell me where you are from, where you're from, and if you're new or here for a refresh, and how you heard about Shibboleth. I would love to know those things, and then we will get started in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And I'm unable to get this on Facebook today. I changed my Zoom account a little bit, and now it's telling me I don't have permission to log into my group, which I know I do have permission, so I don't know why it's telling me that. Now I'm going to have to call Zoom and find out. Very annoying. Sonia, hey, from Marietta, Georgia. Several friends are in the lifestyle, the program. Awesome. Welcome. We're so glad that you're here, Sonia. And we're glad that your friends were witnesses before you and have shown you that you have a great opportunity here. Hey, Whitney from Rock Spring, Georgia. She's new and a friend told her. Okay, Betty from Canton, brand new member, friend in the program. Awesome. Dina Bentley, Virginia, new, a friend. Maria Sharon, Helen, Georgia. I have a friend that turned me on. Awesome. Susan from Cartersville, brand new. My sister told me. Awesome. Good, good. Y'all have got trusted friends and family that have told y'all. Awesome. Linda Carrollton, new, a friend. Welcome. We're so glad that you are here. Everybody, y'all, it's amazing and awesome. And you know what I love to do? I love to help people achieve what they thought was impossible. And sometimes when people make it to us, they've been through a lot of other things and they think that it's impossible. And they come to this lifestyle with hope that it can be the thing. Just let me tell you, I had that same hope, and it is the thing. It is what I needed. So I'm hoping it's also what you need too. Jane from Texas, friend in the program. Awesome. So glad you're here from Texas. Awesome. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen with you. I'm going to be using a PowerPoint that I created. You do not need to take screenshots of this PowerPoint or anything. This PowerPoint is available to you in the website. So if you are going to do anything tonight, I would like for you to take notes. Notes are going to help you more than screenshotting because you can go back and you can read in this PowerPoint in the website. Notes that are beneficial to you for the way that you understand things is what you should be doing, all right? So, welcome to the Shibboleth Lifestyle. I am your fast track instructor. My name is Kim Danke. I've lost 50 pounds living the lifestyle. I lost that in about 5 months, and I have been maintaining that weight loss now for 19 months, and that is quite the accomplishment. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to teach you the basics because you're learning a brand new language, okay? And honestly, I have to tell you this. I am an educator. I have a master's degree in education. I used to be a school teacher and a principal. So I am an educator. And once I figured out that this is really just the education that we never received, but we should have somewhere along the way, I just needed to be a part of this. When something radically changes your life, you should be compelled to share it. And this has, and that's why I spend all my time teaching this lifestyle and helping other people Learn it. So it is a new language that you're going to learn. It's not a hard language. But in the Bible in John 13:17, it says, now that you know these things, you'll be blessed if you do them. Well, how are you going to know them if somebody doesn't teach them to you? So I'm going to teach you the basics, the language, everything that you need to get started. That way, when you're having a conversation with somebody, your friends and your family members that have told you about Shibboleth, y'all can be talking the same language because you'll know what it is now, right? When you're reading posts on Facebook or when you're reading little documents in the fast track system that'll help you get started, you'll know what we're talking about now that you've gone over this overview. So in Shibboleth, sorry, all of a sudden I got something in my throat. In Shibboleth, we have two modes. We have weight loss mode and maintenance mode. Now, most people do start off their Shibboleth lifestyle in weight loss mode. I've had a couple of people say, I think I can start in maintenance, but not many. Most everybody starts off in weight loss mode, okay? There is only three differences between weight loss and maintenance. Now, what that means to you when you get to maintenance, that you need to keep doing what you're doing, except for these three differences. One is simply the number of holidays that you can use in a calendar month. That will change once you get to maintenance. Two is how you eat fruit. I know that sounds so simple, but it's very important that you know why. And we're going to talk about fruit in a minute. Three is your mindset. You might be starting this off like a diet right now, and I understand that. But what I want you to know is by the time you get to maintenance, we need to have this as, oh, yeah, I see why this needs to be a lifestyle, and I am going to do it for the rest of my life. Okay. So, two modes, weight loss or maintenance, three differences: number of holidays that you can use in a calendar month, how you eat fruit, and your mindset. We have two types of days: a perfect day or a holiday. A perfect day is a day where you are hitting everything just right. Boom, boom, boom. You're on, okay? You've planned it that way, and that's what you're doing. And that's what we're striving for. But you know what? We also have days that we can use for celebratory reasons and other reasons, and we call those a holiday. And you should also enjoy your holidays as well. So you may have heard the term cheat day before. We don't say that because we don't cheat in our lifestyle. Cheating has a negative connotation to it. So we do not cheat. We have a holiday. That just means we are doing what we want to. We're not completely focused on having a perfect day. That's it. It's that simple. How many holidays are allowed? When you are in weight loss mode, you can use up to 6 holidays in a calendar month. When you get to maintenance, you can use up to 12 holidays in a calendar month. Think about that. That's almost half the month that you can have holidays and still be able to maintain your weight, as long as all of those other 18 to 19 days, depending on how many days are in the month, are truly perfect days, not okay days. The okay days in Shibboleth are holidays. So in weight loss mode, because that's all I'm going to talk about in fast track, okay? Anytime you hear me talk, I'm going to talk about 6. So in your 6 holidays, that just means that 24 to 25 of the days in a month need to be what we call a perfect day. 6 of them can be a holiday. How do you have a perfect day? You simply follow the Shibboleth shield. Now, a shield is there to protect you. It is there to keep you safe. And if you follow and use the tools that you have on a day like perfect day, you will succeed. So after 2, this is good news. After 2 perfect days, you get into what we call EFB, efficient fat burning. Efficient fat burning. And that's what we want to do. See, in the Shibboleth lifestyle, we are going to target and access stored energy, which is fat, for the energy that we need. instead of burning easily accessible oils and starchy and sugary carbs. We're going to use the stored energy that's already on us for the energy that we need, okay? But we're going to teach you how to do that. So you're going to follow the shield for a perfect day. After 2 perfect days, I want you to know after 2 perfect days, you're going to already start feeling better, which is good news. So there's 5 components to a perfect day. We're going to drink our water. We're going to journal our foods. We're going to do combinations. That simply means eating in a way that controls insulin. We're going to portion control our foods, and we are going to time out our foods, which means, hold on, I saw something here. Okay, we're going to time out our foods. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. I needed to double check something. I have a new Zoom account and it was doing something weird. I had to check that. I apologize. Timing means that we're going to give our body a break between meals. We're not going to graze because grazing is hurting us. Okay, we're going to go over each one of those 5 components individually. So component number 1 of the shield is to drink your water. We need to drink at least a half a gallon of water every day. That's simply 4 of these, but you should be shooting for a gallon, which should be 8 of these. All right, so we're going to get in at least at a minimum 4, but you might really enjoy working towards that 8. So that's 64 ounces up to 128 ounces. And I always tell everybody, it's not 63 ounces, it's 64 or more to say that you've met this part of the day. A dehydrated body will not give up fat or waste efficiently. And we need fat and waste to be moving out of our body, and water helps us do that. Component number 2 of the shield is to journal. We're going to write down everything that we eat. You are now a citizen of planet Shibboleth, all right? And on planet Shibboleth, there are no idle bites. No idle bites on planet Shibboleth. So if you bite it, you write it. If you nibble it, you scribble it. If you drink it, you ink it. And if you hog it, you log it. I had to log my hog in today. My son's 18th birthday is today, and we had a party, so I had some things. But you got to write it down. This right here is huge in behavior modification. If we are aware of what we are doing, we can make better decisions. And this helps us become aware. It helps us to be more mindful of what we're doing than mindlessly doing things. Component number 3 of the shield is combinations. We're going to eat properly combined meals. Properly combined meals keep away the fat bus, which is insulin. Properly combined meals control that insulin and keep that away. We're going to talk more about that in a minute for just a little bit on this webinar tonight, but 1 full hour tomorrow night is on combinations because there's 5 components to the shield, okay? But only one of them has to do with what you're actually eating. This one, and it's pretty big. You got to know what to eat, right? So that full hour tomorrow night is the second part of this 2-part webinar series to get you started. So make sure that you've also registered for tomorrow night. So we're going to do combinations. Component number 4 of the shield is portions. We're going to eat properly portioned meals from a 6 to 8 inch plate using the 2-hand rule. Now, honestly, no matter what size plate you have, you're not going to eat more than what will fit underneath these 2 hands, okay? You've got your hands. You're not going to spread them like this and cover up your food. Nope, that doesn't work. Our tummies are not that big. We're going to take our fingers, we're going to close them up as close together as possible, move our thumbs out of the way. We're going to put our hands together as close as possible, and then we're going to lower them down over our food. And we're going to look. As long as you cannot see your food sticking out around your hands, then you've portion controlled. Okay, that is a great way to measure because you'll have your measuring tools with you wherever you go. When you go to a restaurant and they serve you on this huge, massive, giant plate, you just split everything that you've ordered put it in a doggy bag right away, and you have another meal later. But you'll use your two hands to measure what you've got right there. Okay. Now, this component right here, most people automatically think, "Oh, okay, I need to lose some weight. I need to eat less." That's kind of inherent. We kind of know that that needs to happen, but how do you measure it? And that's how we measure it. We just measure that. So portions is important. If you are taking notes, please write this down. There are 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat. So in order to burn off 1 pound of fat, we've got to be in a 3,500 calorie deficit. We don't really focus very much on calories in this lifestyle. Okay. You might hear about it, when you get to some advanced classes and stuff, but that's not even, if we portion control and control insulin, we don't even need to be over concerned with calories. But I want to make you aware of how it works. So in order to lose body fat, we've got to be in a calorie deficit and control insulin. This is the calorie deficit part, the portion control. All right, portions. Okay, so we've gone over 4 of the 5. Water, simple, simple. You just start adding water in tomorrow. Writing down what you eat. You can journal it on our website. If you don't like to do it on the website, write it on a piece of paper, take a picture, then put it in the website. Okay, however you do it, it just needs to happen. 3, eating in a way that controls insulin. And 4, portions. These are the 4 that you must hit in order to say that you've had a perfect day. All right. But component number 5 that we're going to go over right now is ultra important. It's just that we all live different lives. We wake up at different times. We have different job schedules. We have different lives with kids and other people in our household. We got different things going on. So, what we do on this one is we tell you how to optimize what you are doing. And so, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some guidelines here. And there are some amounts that you should not go over in a day. But if you don't hit some of the timing just right, it's not going to throw you out of having a perfect day. Okay. And before I continue with this one, I want you to look at this. I want you to start seeing this as a management system. It's a management system. We've all heard do everything in moderation, but whose moderation? My moderation is different than your moderation. That's different than somebody else's moderation. Shibboleth gives us a way to measure moderation. So the 5 components of the Shibboleth shield is how you measure moderation. All right. So we do up to 3 meals a day. You don't have to do 3 meals. So if you're not a breakfast eater, don't worry about it. You don't have to have breakfast, but you can do up to 3 meals a day. We would like for you to have them 4 to 6 hours apart. And in moments of mental weakness, yes, we call it that, you can utilize what we call freebies, an extra, or a snack. Freebies, an extra, or a snack. Now, keep in mind that we do need to stop grazing. This is why that we have the wait 4 to 6 hours between meals. And then if you're just having that moment where you absolutely have to have something, use an approved item for a freebie, an extra, or a snack. Okay. That'll keep you safe and you will lose weight. Even if you have to use those in the beginning, it's okay. But if you go over those amounts of foods, that's when you would want to say, this is no longer a perfect day. Okay. That actually goes back to the portions too. All right. So let's just give you an example. I typically eat breakfast at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then I wait about 4 hours and I eat lunch. And then I wait about 4 hours and I eat lunch again at 4. And then I don't typically eat again until the next morning. But that is not, I didn't do that in the beginning. That's just how it's turned out to be over 2 years. That's what with my work schedule and everything else, that's just kind of what it's turned out to be. But let's just say that you eat breakfast at 8, lunch at 4, and dinner at 6. Okay, that's 4 hours in the morning and that's 6 hours in the afternoon. You are giving your body an opportunity to start digesting the food that you've eaten. I want us to start to take care of our digestive system, and this timing part will help with that. I'm not sure if you hear friends talking or commercials on TV. There are a lot of digestive issues out there, and it's because the digestive system is a machine. And when a machine never gets a break, the machine breaks down. And people are breaking down their digestive system by eating all the time. They're constantly grazing. Okay. And look, I've got another little teaching animal. This guy right here, this little cow, he grazes. Okay. But you know what? He was designed with a stomach that has 4 chambers in it to be able to break down all of the grazing that he does. Our stomach wasn't designed like that. We don't need to graze. And this may be contrary to what that you've heard before, but I want you to forget anything that you thought you knew about nutrition. Forget it, because you want to be aware that what we're teaching you, if you bring old baggage in, you won't be doing it right. So forget anything that you thought you knew and do this. All right. So, but I want to talk about the good, better, and best. See, in this timing component, let's say that you have 3 meals in a day. And let's say that between breakfast and lunch, you have an extra. Let's say between lunch and dinner, you have a snack. And then let's say after dinner, you have some freebies. Do you know that that is still a good Shibboleth perfect day as long as your meals were properly combined and portioned and your snack, freebie, or extra were approved? That would be a good Shibboleth day, all right? But that is not going to optimize your results over time. So you want to come back down a little bit. Let's say that you have 3 meals in a freebie. That would be an even better Shibboleth day. And then if you just do 3 meals, which could be 2 meals and a snack, that would be totally fine. But if you just do what Travis will calls, when you hear Travis start talking, he calls them eating episodes. And he doesn't really want you having more than 3 eating episodes in a day. But I'm talking to new folks, and I want you to know what you can have in a day to utilize to your benefit in the beginning, okay? But you do just 3 meals in a day or 2 meals and a snack in a day, just 3 eating episodes, you're having one of the best Shibboleth days, all right? But all of them are approved, all of them are perfect. And one day you may have one type of day, the next day you may have some freebies and extra in a snack. You never know, just depends, okay? But I do want us to start utilizing our self-discipline muscle. And this is where this part of in moments of mental weakness come in, because we really could use our self-discipline muscle and make it from breakfast to lunch and lunch to dinner and dinner to bedtime. All right. So these are new habits that we're going to start forming. And we have people that were doing it with us, which is awesome. I started calling these things, these 5 things, my 5 daily disciplines, because all of them is a discipline that I finally knew that I should be applying in my life. And I had a way to measure if I was getting it right. It's awesome. Okay. So those are the 5 components that we want to hit each day to say that we've had a perfect day. Next, we're going to talk about how do I put together a properly combined meal? Well, in order for me to teach you how to do this, then you've got to learn that there are 7 categories of food. There's 7. All whole foods have made their way into a category based on their nutritional value and how they respond in your body. So that's how foods make it into their different categories. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over the category number, the category name, and the category abbreviation. So category 1 is a lean protein, or LP. Category 2 is a fibrous carb, or FC. Category 3 is an energy carb, or EC. Category 4 is a protein plus fat, PF. Category 5 is fruit, FR, or you might see on some documents or charts AC, and AC stands for antioxidant carb. So just think of all those beautiful colors in fruits. Those are where all of your phytonutrients are, and those are antioxidants. So that's why that's called an antioxidant carb, also fruit. Category 6 is superfood or SF? How does a food qualify to be a superfood? It has all 4 macronutrients in it. If you're taking notes, please write that down. A food qualifies to be a superfood if it has all 4 macronutrients: water, protein, fat, carbs. That's the 4 things that superfood has in it. And category 7 is shellfish or SHF, which is really just a lean protein. Okay, so we got category 1 and category 7. Those both are lean proteins. I want you to realize that the shellfish got pulled off of category 1 because some people have medical issues and biblical issues that they don't want to eat shellfish. So it just got pulled off into its own category. So it's off there by itself. But in category 1, you'd find fish, chicken breast, egg whites. Category 2, you're going to find green beans, broccoli, cauliflower, and over 60 approved bread or bread type items. See, we're not asking you cut out any macronutrients in Shibboleth. We teach you which ones are manufactured or produced the best to buy. That's one of the benefits that you have in Shibboleth. You never have to wonder in the grocery store anymore because you've got a food library that tells you exactly what to buy. Energy carbs is where you're going to find potatoes and corn and lima beans and peas. Protein plus fats, all cuts of steak, whole eggs, dark meat chicken, chicken with skin, chicken wings, lots of other stuff. Fruit is fruit. Superfood, this is where you're going to find your nut butters, your nuts, your seeds, your avocado, darker colored beans, and shellfish is where you're going to find. So let me explain this. All fish are in lean protein, but in shellfish, it's all the other critters that live in water, even if they don't have a shell, like an octopus does not have a shell, but we're going to put that in the shellfish category. That's how that is split up. All right, so now that you've heard that there are 7 categories of food, their long name, and then their abbreviation, let's have a look at this chart over here. So in this chart, we're going to start on the right-hand side, the blue column. The blue column is fast weight loss. The yellow column is even faster weight loss. The red column, you are blowtorching fat like you'd blowtorch butter. You're going to be burning it off fast. Now let's have a look at this. When you look at this blue column, this top row, when that says 1 LP, that means category 1 lean protein. Then you see 6 SF, that is category 6 superfood. And when this says 2 FC, that's category 2 fibrous carbs. Okay. Now, that does not mean quantity. Okay. This is just lean protein with superfood with fibrous carbs. So I just always like to explain those numbers don't mean quantity. Those are category numbers and the category abbreviation. Okay. We're going to learn more about these combinations tomorrow night. But what I'd like to do tonight is explain just some general rules about this combining of foods. Out of these 7 categories, there are 5 that you do not even have to combine. So if you're writing notes, please take this. If you're taking notes, please write this down. So category 1, category 2, category 4, category 6, and category 7. Those can be eaten alone. They don't even have to be combined. Now, it's important for you to know that those can be eaten alone because most of the time you're not going to do that. But what we teach you how to do in Shibboleth is to make good decisions in all of the different types of eating situations you can find yourself in. Because you're not always going to be making your food. You may be at an event or a luncheon or at a friend's house, and you want to have a perfect day. You got to know how to make good decisions. Okay. So it's important to know that those you can eat by themselves. So basically, it's category 3, energy carbs, and category 5, fruit, that must be combined properly. And we're going to tell you how to do that. Both of those, if you want an energy carb or if you want fruit, they must be eaten with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. The lean protein source can be from category 1 or category 7. So let me give you an example. Let's say that you want to have some lima beans, okay, which is an energy carb. Most of your lighter colored beans are energy carbs. I say most because what would be important for you to find out is if you like some lighter colored beans, look them up, see if they're an energy carb or a superfood, and then you'll know how to use them. But we're going to say lima beans because I know they're an energy carb. Let's say that you want to have some lima beans. So we have our two hands, right? So we got to fit our food underneath our two hands. So our lima beans are going to sit about right there. And it's going to be about 1/4 of a cup of lima beans. And you're learning, I need to eat in a way that controls insulin. The energy carbs, lima beans, they bring an insulin release. What do I need to do to control that insulin that comes out when I eat those? All you have to do is eat it with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. It's going to keep it real simple tonight. Chicken breast. We got a chicken breast under our lean protein hand, all right? And then we're going to put some green beans here. Lima beans, green beans, chicken breast. Keep that in mind. I'm going to tell you the science story. The lima beans that you eat are going to elevate your blood sugar. And that's it might be the first time you've ever heard that some foods will elevate your blood sugar, even whole good foods for you, okay? You might not have known that. Lima beans are going to elevate your blood sugar. Your pancreas is then going to secrete insulin to deal with the blood sugar elevation that came from the lima beans that you ate. But now that you know I got to eat in a way that controls insulin, you've put it with chicken breast and green beans. So the protein that is in the chicken breast and the fiber that's in the green beans are going to help neutralize the insulin release that came from the lima beans. Whose mind is blown right now? Being an educator myself, when I figured out that science behind that, I said, why have I never heard that? Why? Let me just show you something. I did a class last night and I showed all of these books. All of these books. See, because I'm an educator, I had always wanted to, I just knew there had to be something. There had to be something that I was missing. Why could I not get this together? So I've read all of these books, okay? And there's great information in those books, but they did not help me lose 50 pounds and keep it off. Insulin control and having a system to follow helped me lose weight and keep it off. So that's what we have. So is anybody sitting there right now going, wow, I have never heard that? Y'all give me some thumbs up if you are just like surprised at what I'm telling you right now, because I know I was. Okay, so let's say, remember fruit, number category 5, also has to be combined properly. So let's say that you want to eat some fruit. If you want to eat some fruit, when you are in weight loss mode, it must be combined properly. So I'm just going to do real simple. Let's say that you want some berries in the morning. You eat some berries. Maybe you make yourself an egg white, which is your lean protein, spinach, fibrous carb, omelet, and then you eat that with your berries. That would be a properly combined meal. The fruit is going to elevate your blood sugar. Your pancreas is going to secrete insulin. The protein in the egg whites and the fiber in the spinach is going to help neutralize the insulin release that came because of the fruit. You have just controlled insulin with that meal. Absolutely amazing that you now know how to do that, okay? We just have to figure out in this week, this fast track week, what foods do you like? What categories do they go in? And let's put some meals together for you. Always keep a running list of all the meals that you like so that you can always be cycling through different foods and you're always making new things. So Now what we're going to go over is we're going to go over protein plus fat and what you don't eat it with. All right. This is very important to know what you don't eat with the protein plus fat. Before I go into the protein plus fat, let me tell you the difference between weight loss and maintenance with it when it comes to fruit. In weight loss mode, we're in a different nutritional situation than someone who is in maintenance. Okay. We have got to control insulin super duper tight in weight loss mode. So, in weight loss mode, fruit must be combined properly. When you get to maintenance, if you're eating fruit with a meal, you should still combine it properly. But you may also have a serving of fruit as a snack if you want to. So in maintenance, you can do that. But in weight loss, you should not do that. Okay, back to the protein plus fat. See, it's got that word in it. It's got this word, fat. But I want you to know that that's not a bad word. Our body needs fats for certain functions. And really, all we're trying to do to get there's three different types of fat on our body. We've got essential fat. We're never trying to burn off essential fat. We've got reserve fat. We're really not trying to burn off the reserve fat, but we could if we wanted to, okay? What we really want to get off is that excess fat. When you get off the excess fat, your health improves tremendously, okay? So fat in food, a real natural, healthy, God made it food is not necessarily a bad thing. Our body actually needs fats for certain functions. It will use it up for those certain functions. And fat, when it's portion controlled, will be used up as energy and dissipate as heat. Okay, so that's not a bad word, but you do want to be careful when you're eating a protein plus fat because insulin insulin is a hormone. It's a growth hormone, and it's a growth hormone focused on fat storage. So if you have insulin and fat in your body at the same time, the fat is getting stored. So let's talk about the classic plate of a steak and baked potato. So you eat a baked potato. A baked potato is an energy carb. It is going to elevate your blood sugar. Your pancreas is going to secrete insulin to deal with that blood sugar elevation. And if you've eaten a steak with it, which has fat in it, that insulin comes out to do a job of regulating blood sugar, but it says, woo, 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 they ate this with steak. They ate this with some fat. I'm going to go collect that fat. And that's what it does. Okay. So I want you to know if you are a steak and baked potato lover, you can still have that on Planet Shibboleth. You can have everything on Planet Shibboleth. It just depends on which day you are going to have it on. So if you want a steak and a baked potato, you can have that on one of your up to 6 holidays. But to have a perfect day, you wouldn't put that together because you wouldn't be getting the results that you wanted if you do that. Okay. And I know you're here to get results, and we're here to tell you exactly how to do that. So let's say that you do want the steak. You should have it with broccoli or green beans or cauliflower or side salad with approved dressing, something like that. That's how you should have that. If you want a potato, we go back to that idea of it's an energy carb. It must be eaten with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. So if you're taking notes, please write this down. These are the three categories that you do not eat with a protein plus fat. We're not going to eat energy carbs with it, fruit, or superfoods. Those three categories bring an insulin release. We don't want it to capture fat and store it. So we're not going to eat it with a protein plus fat. Because see, what we don't want to be doing is we don't want to be storing new fat while we're trying to access and burn stored energy. We don't want to store new while we're trying to burn other. That's defeating the purpose. Okay. So we want to do that. All right. So I hope that makes sense. Now, tomorrow night, we're going to go over this for a full hour. But let's recap. Category 1 or 7, which is your lean protein, with a category 2 fibrous carb, cooked in MCT oil, we're going to go over that on the next slide. This is an oil, are the fastest fat burning combinations. So if you want the fastest fat burning combination, just put a lean protein with a fibrous carb and cook it up in MCT oil. If you want to eat a 3, which is energy carb, or 5, which is fruit, you must eat it with a lean protein, either category 1 or category 7, and a fibrous carb, category 2. We just don't eat category 4s, which are proteins plus fat. We don't eat those with 3s, 5s, or 6s, which is energy carbs, fruit, or superfoods, because these bring more of an insulin release and we don't want it to capture the fat that's in the protein plus fat. When you're at a restaurant, all meat at a restaurant should be considered a category 4. Even chicken, even fish, because chicken or fish that's a lean protein that is cooked up in an oil that is not a Shibboleth approved oil has been turned into a protein plus fat. And remember, we don't eat protein plus fats with energy, carbs, fruit, or superfoods. Therefore, in a restaurant, you'll know I need to order that with a fibrous carb. I'm going to get the broccoli, the green beans, the side salad, or something like that. So all meat at a restaurant should be considered a category 4 protein plus fat. So approved cooking oils. This is okay, so we've already been over one major secret. There's so many secrets in Shibboleth. The whole lifestyle, as it is put together, I call it a gift. It is a gift. The whole thing was just wrapped up and it's been handed to you now. Now it just depends on what you're going to do with it. But the major secret alert is controlling insulin. Another one is this right here, approved cooking oils. So in Shibboleth, we're really just making a few swaps. You might need to swap the bread you're buying, the tortilla you're buying. You're going to find new ones that you like in the lifestyle that work for you rather than work against you. So I have switched the oil from the beginning. I've never bought any other oils now besides MCT oil because I don't need it. Now, when I'm the type person that once I learn something, I just do it. So 100% MCT oil. MCT stands for medium chain triglyceride. So what we've been using before Shibboleth, most of us, was olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil. Well, those are LCTs, long chain triglycerides. They're a longer fat lipid and they're more dense, okay? So they're harder to break down. But see, remember, our job in Shibboleth is to eat in a way that controls insulin, and we are specifically targeting and accessing the stored energy that's already on our bodies for the energy that we need so that it burns off. But if we're giving our body a long chain triglyceride, which is an easily accessible source of energy, and it takes a long time to gnaw through the fat lipid and then break through the denseness of that fat lipid, it's going to go to that first before getting stored energy. But MCT oil, it's a short fat lipid, okay? It doesn't take as long to burn through. So listen to this next statement. LCTs have a great propensity to be stored on your body as fat. MCTs have almost no propensity to be stored on your body as fat. Why? Because they burn up like that. They burn up so fast. When you are cooking, you need to cook on low to medium heat. Otherwise, it will set off your smoke detector. Okay. It has a low smoke point. So make sure you're cooking on low to medium heat. So we're going to use MCT oil. MCT oil in Shibboleth is used for 3 reasons only. There's a lot of noise out there about MCT oil right now. Don't listen to any of that other noise outside of Shibboleth. Don't listen, because they're not in the same nutritional situation that we find ourselves in currently and that we're trying to do something about, all right? Because they could be bodybuilders using it for different reasons and stuff. So listen here, put blinders on, just do this. So we use MCT oil for 3 reasons: cooking, recipes, or making approved salad dressings. Those are the three reasons that you could use MCT oil. You never need to take it as a supplement. We're not going to put it in coffee. We're not going to put it in shakes or anything like that. We use it for those three reasons. That's it. You can also use coconut oil. You can use ghee butter, Ghee butter. Ghee butter is butter, but it's been clarified. What that means is all of the milk solids have been pulled out of it, so it's just the fat that's left. Coconut oil is about 66% MCTs. Ghee butter is 45% MCTs. What we want you to use when you get your hands on it, is MCT oil, 100%. Now, sometimes when you're trying to buy a bottle of that and it says MCT oil on the front, you flip that bottle over and you look at the ingredients label and it might say medium chain triglycerides from coconut oil. I want you to know that that's not 100%. That's just coconut oil, and they're just marketing it as, MCTs, which they can because it's more than half MCTs, okay? But we want you to use 100% MCTs. So I'm going to save you some time, energy, and effort. To live the Shibboleth lifestyle, you do not have to purchase one thing from us ever. But if you don't want to run around from grocery store to grocery store to grocery store, drive in, get out of the car, go in, wander around, look for it, try to find the right thing, just go to the Shibboleth store online and order the Zero Drag brand. Zero Drag. It'll be at your house in a couple of days and save you time, energy, effort, and headache. If you order $30 or more from the Shibboleth store, it ships to you for free. So just, I would get the medium chain triglycerides from there. Zero Drag is the brand name. But otherwise, if you don't want to do that, you can buy it in a store. You just want to make sure that when you purchase it, it is made for cooking. So make sure it's been made optimized for cooking and that it's 100% MCTs. You can also use 0-calorie cooking spray. So some people have asked me, why would I choose to use 0-calorie cooking spray over an oil which has calories? Well, MCT oil has two really great properties. It has a muscle preserving property, and we're focused on preserving muscles in Shibboleth because we're going to get the right amount of protein and amino acids with the combinations of food. And it also has a metabolism building property. So it's going to help you burn a few extra calories because of how fast it burns up in your body. It heats up a little bit and burns a few extra calories. But you're hearing me say great things about it, okay? But we still only use it for the three reasons: cooking, recipes, and making approved salad dressings. So this is how I make the decision between when I'm going to use medium chain triglycerides and when I'm going to use 0-calorie cooking spray. If I am cooking a lean protein, I use medium chain triglycerides. When I am cooking a protein plus fat, I use 0-calorie cooking spray. The easiest example is if I'm cooking myself and some egg whites, I would use some MCT oil. If I am cooking myself a whole egg, because the yolk is in there and it's got the fat, I would use 0-calorie cooking spray. It already has the fat in it. I don't need to add fat to it, so I don't add additional fat at that point. So let me talk about the ghee butter for just one more second. The ghee butter is good because it helps us have that butter flavor, but in a better form than regular butter. So let's say that you like shrimp scampi or lobster tail or crab legs and you want to dip it in some butter. There you go. You just use ghee butter. Okay, so let's kind of start to put this together. After 2 perfect days, your body on that third day gets into EFB. See, what's happening during those 2 perfect days? Your body is getting rid of glycogen, which is sugar. That's an easily accessible source of energy. It's getting rid of that, and it's getting rid of insulin, which is a fat storage hormone. And we don't need those 2 things in our body, okay? But it takes 2 days for all that to kind of dissipate out of your system. So 2 perfect days. On your third perfect day, in your journal, when you journal a perfect day, your first one's going to be a green check, your second one is going to be a green check, and your third one is going to be a flame. On your third perfect day, you are in EFB. You want to put an EFB streak together. Okay, let's get a streak of flames. So we're striving for perfect days, but planned or unplanned, a holiday is coming. A holiday is coming. And after the holiday is over, you get back to business. You have 2 perfect days again. And on that third perfect day, you're back in EFB again. So you string as many efficient fat burning days together as you can. And then, planned or unplanned, a holiday comes. Doesn't this sound like a nice balanced life? I know I needed that balanced life. It has brought so much peace into my life around food. This lifestyle has. So it's just the way it's going to work. Every single time you have a holiday, it takes 2 perfect days to get back into EFB. When we are in EFB, our body will burn fat, which is stored energy, for the energy that it needs, rather than easily accessible sources of energy such as unapproved oils or starchy or sugary carbs. If we've been given our body unapproved oils and starchy and sugary carbs, it's always going to go to that first for its energy. Kind of like people, I mean, most of us do take the path of least resistance. Our body's going to go to the easiest accessible source of energy first, and then it would then get to stored energy. Well, that doesn't happen. Okay, it just doesn't happen usually. So that's why we don't want to have unapproved oils and starchy and sugary carbs, so that our body can burn off that fat, which is stored energy. So let's just recap what the fat bus is. We call insulin the fat bus because it collects fat. Insulin is a growth hormone. It is a fat storage hormone. Y'all, there are other hormones that are growth hormones that our body that do other things. There are some growth hormones that come out at night for cellular recovery. But this one is a fat storage hormone. After an insulin release, fat storage will occur for up to 48 hours, meaning you're out of efficient fat burning, hence the 2 days to get back into EFB. This one is really important for you to know. Insulin also increases your appetite. Have you ever eaten some ice cream and then wanted some chips, and then you wanted a cookie, and then you wanted a pickle, and then you want something else? That's because insulin sends your appetite off the charts. After the fat bus has been on its rounds, it takes 2 perfect days to get back into EFB. So what are you going to eat this week? All right. So if you have already gotten into lap 1 of the fast track system, which is the curriculum that has been designed for you to step by step by step, a little bit each day, teach yourself this lifestyle, then you will have seen some grocery lists, some small new member food library lists. You will have already seen some lists. All right. And if you haven't, you can go there after this. You're going to make a list of at least 7 of your favorite lean proteins from category 1 or category 7. Make a list of 7 favorite fibrous carbs, category 2. So you're going to have your list of lean proteins, your list of fibrous carbs. Remember how you were in kindergarten or first grade and you had to match something from this list that went with this list? Match something? That's all you're going to do. I like chicken breast and green beans together. I like 96% lean ground beef and broccoli. I like turkey breast and asparagus. You're just going to put some simple things together. And if you're sitting there going, gross, I don't like anything that she just mentioned, I am in trouble. I want you to know I'm a pretty picky eater. And I eat all kinds of things, and I have found all kinds of things in this lifestyle to eat. We might just have to dig just a minute harder, and we have a mentor appointment that you can use. But go ahead and go through the list and start writing them down, all right? So when you put together category 1 or 7 with a category 2 and MCT, That's going to be the quickest and easiest and simplest type meals for you to get started with in your first 7 to 10 days. I truly believe that you can lose 7 pounds in your first 7 days if you just start doing all of this, okay? And you might be shocking your body just a little bit. Somebody asked me one time, Is it normal to be tired?" And I actually said, "Congratulations." And then she looked a little confused. I said, "Your body has had to switch over from using easily accessible sources of energy. It's having to access stored energy, which is a little bit harder to get to, and you might be tired in the beginning. Just know that your body is working, okay? Your body, you'll get over that too, and you won't feel that. But in the beginning, if you notice that happen, you just say, woohoo! Say, my body is having to work harder to access that stored energy. I'm going to go take a nap if you're possible. So throw in a few meal replacements for simplicity. Get yourself a mighty muffin. I probably ate 20 mighty muffins in my first 20 days of Shibboleth. And I enjoyed the taste of them. They kept me satisfied and they were easy to make. And they had 20 grams, or 20, most of them have 20 grams of protein in them, so it keeps you very full. If you like a Pop Tart now, you're going to get a legendary tasty pastry. Okay, so you got to figure out some meal replacements that you like. It would be a wonderful world if we were able to cook ourselves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or liked cooking ourselves breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day, but we all don't. We vary. So most of the time, people do a mixture. Sometimes you're going to do a meal replacement. Sometimes you're going to do a cooked meal, a sandwich, some chips, some approved chips. Okay, something like that. So we've got everything on Planet Shibboleth. We're going to have. There's so much variety on Planet Shibboleth. We just need to know what type of person are you, and we're going to look through those things with you, and you can schedule a mentor appointment for that. Keep it super, super simple in the beginning, and then you'll branch out as you continue to live and learn the lifestyle. I do want you to take advantage of our awesome, awesome resources. Make sure you're in the Facebook support groups if you're a Facebook user. If you are not a Facebook user, just know everything that you need is on the website. But if you're a Facebook user, you would benefit from the Facebook support groups. In lap one, I have all the groups that you need to be in laid out, super quick and easy for you to click on the link and ask to join. Click on the link and ask to join. Familiarize yourself with our awesome website. Our website is extremely robust. There's a lot of stuff in there. But this week, you are going to put blinders on. Please, please, please only stay in fast track this week because that's all you need. You don't need to venture out into other things. We're going to do fast track because we got to lay the foundation, laying the foundation. And guess what Fast Track helps you do? It helps shorten your learning curve on the website because I'll show it to you in just a second. Then I want you to make a Getting Started mentor appointment. The Getting Started mentor appointment, I want you to make it for next week because this week I want you to do Fast Track. Next week, when you have your mentor appointment, you and the mentor will be able to have a more intelligent conversation if you know how to speak the language of Shibboleth, and she's not taking up the 30-minute session teaching you that. All right. So go ahead and make the mentor appointment for next week. Make it like as a treat, as a bonus for you to do that. But do Fast Track this week. And welcome. I hope that y'all are just as excited as I am to teach you. Okay, now remember, I want to teach people and help them achieve things that they didn't think was possible. And this is something that you can do. There's not one thing on this planet that you can't have. We're just choosing which days we should have it on. We're going to eat in a way that controls insulin. We're going to portion control our foods. We're going to help our digestive system out by giving ourselves time between meals. We're going to write down what we're eating and we're going to drink water. And you're going to have perfect days and you're going to get awesome and great results. So one more thing before we leave, because I've got 1 minute and I'm going to take it. We are going to go over into the fast track. This is where you need to focus each week. Okay. We're going to click on dashboard at the top. If you're on your phone, if you have a computer, you might like the way it looks on your computer better. But if you don't, on your phone, up at the top, there's 3 or 4 little lines. You click there, a drop-down menu will appear. You click dashboard there. But on your computer, it's up here at the top. And then you're going to click on fast track. If you're brand new, fast track's going to pop up for you first, not like my instructor page did. Okay, lap 1 through lap 7, sort of meant to be Sunday through Saturday. But the reason I didn't put dates on these is because some people get started on a Wednesday and they want to go ahead and get started. So if you hover or tap on your phone very lightly, but on your computer, just hover your mouse over this information eye. Do you see how that black box is a different size for each one? That's because that black box is like you and I are talking right now. Why do you need to do this task? And is there anything important that you need to know about doing that task? It will be in that little black box. So you read the black box first. Then you click on the link. The link is going to take you where you need to be in the website. And if it doesn't take you exactly there, if you have to do something else, it'll say that in the black box. Do that task and then click that box that you've done it. And it's just quick and easy. Let me do these things. Some of them will take you a little bit longer. Some of them are super quick, like joining groups and liking Shibboleth on Facebook. That's like that. I have tried to cover every learning style possible. You can watch me do it right here in this video. Everything is right here in this video. So right here, when you're doing this, you get to watch me do these things. So you can watch it, you can listen to it, you can read it, and you can do it. So I have covered every possible learning style there. And then you just continue to work through lap 2. Make sure that you do lap 1 and get on over to lap 2. It's so important. We're going to find your ideal weight, complete a body assessment, complete your profile, record your measurements. This is an extremely important lap. Then when you hop over into lap 3, another extremely important lap. You're going to be playing around in our awesome food library. You're going to familiarize yourself with our timing chart where you're going to see your little icons pop up based on the type of day that you have journaled. And then you're going to create your favorites list. So I created this worksheet for you to list out your favorite lean proteins, your favorite fibrous carbs, and so forth. And then you're going to build meals. You're going to build meals in all of these places. You're going to pick out some freebies, some extras, some snacks, and some meal replacements, and you're going to write them on that little worksheet, okay? So just hop on over in here and make sure that you play around with this. And when you get to lap 7, it's make a getting started mentor appointment. And then it'll take you to your next big step. All right. So I hope that you have enjoyed tonight. I hope that you have enjoyed the overview. I truly believe with this overview that you can go ahead and get started tomorrow. And then I will see you back here tomorrow night for the 1-hour webinar on simple food combining. Y'all were a quiet group tonight, but I know that y'all all hung out with me because I didn't see any numbers of the participants changing. So thank you for being here with me tonight, and I will look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. You're welcome, Susan.